Vegas. It's Las Vegas Talk Radio. We have Mayor Debra March from the City of Henderson in studio with us, along with David Cherry, who I can't quite shut him up yet, but we'll get more from him later. Welcome to the show, everybody. We've been talking about Southern Nevada Strong and Henderson Strong. Let's talk a little bit more about being sustainable and how you're sustainable and what you're doing to get greener and what are you doing with solar. And let's start with water. What's going on with Henderson and water?
Good question. You know, Henderson has adopted some turf reduction efforts, and in 2003 the city developed a plan to convert 1 million square feet of turf to xeriscape. And actually today, well, as of 2010, we're at 1,000,004 square feet. So we have exceeded that goal, and our goal is to actually do some turf removal along the Boulder Highway and introduce some xeriscape there, and that'll be another 700,000 square feet that we're removing from turf and putting it into xeriscape, and that saves water and allows us to have more water resources for consumption for folks who are coming into our community. During the election cycle, I heard from a lot of folks who we're concerned about do we have adequate water for development, but with all the efforts that are underway, not only by Henderson, by all of the municipalities working closely with the Water Authority, you're seeing a lot of reduction in turf and more xeriscape and more responsible use of resources.
Well, xeriscaping started from an architect named Xeric.
Oh.
And so that's where the name came from. And reducing water usage, Amoresco did a project years and years ago with the Belrose and Bradley building to give you an idea how much water can be saved. They went from 79 gallons per square foot annually to 3 gallons. Saved millions and millions and millions of gallons. Our recent project with the school district is saving millions of gallons per school.
Wonderful.
So switching from turf to raised bed gardens, for example, it doesn't have to be rocks and gravel. It can also be productive growing vegetables and fruit. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of other
things.
And
then you're teaching kids about food consumption as well and where food comes from.
We could do a whole show on raised bed gardens in the schools.
That's wonderful.
Well, that's great what you're doing with water. I know with electricity use, you've converted all your traffic signals to LEDs and street lights to induction. They're probably ready for another upgrade.
We're saving lots of money doing that as well.
Lots of money. Reduced your street lighting cost by, I believe it was 40%.
Yes, I think it was like $1 million a year.
$1 million a year, that's right.
It's huge.
All of your buildings have been worked on. Something has been done in every building. Lighting, variable frequency drives on pumps in your rec centers, solar on your police station, improved lighting in your fire stations, new chiller in your convention center, new chillers and boilers in your city hall.
Yeah. And we're just now getting ready to open. In October, we'll be opening the first fire station that we've built in 15 years, and this will be a LEED Silver building. And we're looking at the possibility of putting solar on that building as well. So we're thrilled about that it's a LEED Silver building.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I've worked in sales for 30-some years, and I must say, Mayor, I've never worked with a better group of people than the people in the city of Henderson. They know what they want, they're educated, they're professional, they get things done, they make decisions fast and move on. They make a lot of decisions and do the right thing. And your awards are a testament to that. I mean, you mentioned one award. Marco Bica went and collected an award with the Public Works of, I think it's Regional Public Works Award for your energy project. Kathy Ogle went to the City of Atlanta and received the Association of Energy Engineers Districts 5 Award for 2012 for Best Project of the Year in District 5. That's a big deal. That's the gold standard for energy efficiency.
And many of our buildings have received awards from BOMA, Building Owners and Managers. They received the Earth Award, they received another award that was the Outstanding Building of the Year, and that's because of the sustainable practices that were in play in those buildings. We've also received awards for Best Traffic Safety Innovation, and then also the Mayor's Challenge and Pedestrian and Bicycle Awards. So we've gotten some wonderful national awards, and we're a silver bicycle-friendly community now. We have the highest level of recognition in the state of Nevada, so being a silver community is significant.
And for those bicyclists out there, if you're not aware of the trails in Henderson, they are miles and miles. I think you have
180.
a 50-mile loop that goes down around
River Mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the River Mountain Trail.
We have 180 miles of trails that people can bicycle or hike in.
I think
in
that's more than
Henderson.
most of us can ride in a day.
Yeah.
So I love riding on the trails. There are so many of them are paved and lit with LED lighting,
Yes.
which has occupancy sensors on them.
Which all of those improvements are saving us about $300,000 a year, making all of those improvements on our buildings through energy efficiency and through better technology today. We're just thrilled with the improvements that have been made, and Henderson really embraces state of the art.
I think that's a great statement. Your technology leadership in the valley, RTS, Regional Transportation, RTC, there we go. Regional Transportation Commission sets the standard for lighting levels and those kind of things. There was something called Recommended Practice 1. And when we did the street light project, the RP1 was based on old technology. And your lighting people, JP, went to them and said, we're going to start a new recommended practice. It's called RPH, Recommended Practice Henderson. And here's what we're going to do. And it just changed all the standards. It was based on new technology lighting, new technology ways of measuring lights and light distribution and light levels, and reduced the amount of light required to improve the lighting levels. So there's something called a color rendition index. The color rendition index is daylight is 1. So with a color rendition index of 0.99, that's like daylight. And the street lights that you have a CRI of about 0.91. And the old street lights, which you see around a lot of the city, the yellow ones, those are like a 0.6. So you reduced your light output from 100 watts down to 40 watts. Wow. And increased your CRI from 60 to 90. Yeah. And so you cut your cost by 40% and almost doubled your usable light. And so people were amazed that now a red car looks red, not gray or some other color.
You know, now Southern Nevada benefits because JP went to work for the RTC, so those principles that he put in place in Henderson will now reach the entire valley.
He was a real bulldog to work with too, I got to tell you. So he's going to do great things over there. I'm sure he is. He is a gem. He is a gem. So that's all good stuff. I can't think of anything that you guys have done that wasn't done in the right direction and with the latest of technology. People have said to me, well, why didn't you put LEDs in their streetlights instead of induction? First off, induction is very old technology, very proven, and the reason it wasn't used is because it was very expensive. But with utility costs going up, it became viable to pay for itself, and we put induction in 28,000 streetlights in the city of Henderson. And to prove its reliability, one of your lamps, one of your streetlight poles was hit by lightning. And they took the lamp out and took it into the shop because a pole had to come down and was destroyed. And that lamp went in the shop and it still worked.
No kidding.
It still worked. So LED wouldn't do that, I'm sure of it. But now technology's advanced. LED wasn't ready for prime time at the time. It couldn't take the heat of the Nevada desert. And so that has been improved because those lights went in 2007 and 8. And so here we are, 2017, new technologies, and maybe one day we'll see you upgrading your lights to LEDs in the street lights. That'd be great.
You know, recently we went to Austin, Texas. All of the municipalities from Southern Nevada went to Austin, Texas for a Smart Cities conference too. So we're going to be looking at how we put technology in our communities to serve the roadways or to serve schools, and these are things that we're in the process as a community, as a region, looking at how we can better utilize those resources in our community. So we're thrilled about the future and what that holds.
Well, the future is very bright, and it costs a lot less to be that bright.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Hey, we'll be right back to Shades of Green on KDWN.
Thank you.